Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into today's video. If you're into gaming and interested in all things PlayStation news, rumours and leaks, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed today's video. So we're starting off with the PS5 Pro, and yesterday saw the full release of the mid-gen PS5 Pro across all regions and countries from around the world. I received mine fairly early on yesterday, although I didn't really get to set it up properly until later in the afternoon due to a couple of things that I needed to kind of sort out during the day. I ended up not really playing anything though on the Pro, well, not fully anyway. I intended to play Silent Hill 2 Remake as my first game. I really wanted to play that, but the patch update wasn't available, so I just wanted to see how the Pro looked on some of my games and had a quick blast on a couple of levels of God of War Ragnarok and a few races on GT7. Apart from that, my kind of day just went away from me, but I was impressed with what I tried. My initial reaction and response to these two games that I played is pretty good from what I saw. Both ran extremely well. Frames ran consistently well at 60 FPS on God of War, and I didn't really notice any frame drops whilst I played through the levels on God of War. The game looked absolutely stunning, and GT7 ran pretty consistently at 120 frames per second in 4K quality. Obviously my TV supports that, and again I didn't notice many frame drops. Even though GT7 is not patched for the Pro, the boost does a great job. I did end up downloading and installing over 21 games on the PS5 Pro, which were being installed late yesterday and through the night onto the PS5 Pro. I'll be playing through those over the next few days. From what the guys over on Digital Foundry have said, I'm really keen to test out both Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster and Horizon Forbidden West. They said both games were looking absolutely brilliant and arguably could be the best games on the Pro right now, along with Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is another game on my radar after I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake. And thank you for your suggestions and help regarding the Final Fantasy game playthroughs. I've put a post out regarding me wanting to play and get into the Final Fantasy games, and quite a lot of people have had their thoughts and comments, which I really appreciate the discussion. I am going to go ahead with Final Fantasy VII Remake followed by Rebirth, and I'll let you know my experience playing these two Final Fantasy games. Hope you've received your PS5 Pro yesterday, or certainly by the weekend, as I know many of you have commented in the comment section that you've received your email order confirmation that your Pro is either ready for collection or for dispatch, and that you're looking forward to getting stuck in over the next few days. Have a great time enjoying the Pro. It can be a little frustrating checking various lists to work out which games are PS5 Pro enhanced. However, the PS Store now has a dedicated PS5 Pro category. It's live as soon as you boot up the PS5 Pro. So if you go into the store on the PS5 Pro, head on over to the tab which says the latest across the headings and scroll all the way down to see the latest additions. The update and this feature is now live in the US and the UK, and it should also be available and live in Australia and the Oceania region later today, with other regions going live over the next few days or weeks ahead. Okay, let's move on to some PlayStation news, rumours and leaks. First up, this one kind of came out of the blue. No one really expected this. Kojima Productions has revealed that it now retains full ownership of Death Stranding and the other IP, which I think it's pronounced Physint, with 505 Games publishing Death Stranding Director's Cut onto the Xbox platforms. The funny thing is, checking out X this morning, with so many Xbox people on the platform loving Death Stranding, which is a really good game. It's different but enjoyable, but all of a sudden it's no longer a quote-unquote walking simulator. I don't get these gamers, if they really are gamers, hating on it for like 5 years and now all of a sudden they love it. Just ridiculous really. Death Stranding originally released for the PS4 in November 2019 before coming to PS5 as Death Stranding Director's Cut in 2021. The Xbox version of the game is available for $20 as part of a limited time discount, and after that discount it will retail for $40. And speaking in a press release, Hideo Kojima commented, "It is my pleasure to finally announce Death Stranding Director's Cut, which will be delivered to all Xbox players. I would like to thank all fans who have stayed connected with us, as well as everyone in the Xbox community who have been patiently waiting. Kojima Productions will continue to connect more and more players around the world, so please stay tuned." And Kojima Productions announced last December that Death Stranding had around 16 million players worldwide 4 years after its launch. The developer is currently working on a full sequel, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, which is set to launch for PS5 in 2025. Now this is very likely going to be a PS5 timed exclusive, probably 12 months or so before it's then released onto other platforms. I just think the whole Konami thing has really burnt Kojima. I think his viewpoint is if he's developing the IP, he would like to own it. And I'm glad Sony and Kojima have worked it out to make this happen. After all, they are working together on an exclusive PlayStation title, a new kind of espionage game for the PS5 and the Pro. Kojima has other plans as well for Death Stranding and wants to take the game into other areas of media like film and television. And good luck to the guy too. Okay, let's move on. It's been 2 years in the waiting, but finally, gamers on PlayStation can look forward to enjoying Warhammer Darktide on the platform. It has been confirmed that Warhammer Darktide is officially coming to PS5, initially launching on PC and Xbox in 2022. This has now been confirmed coming to PS5 from December the 3rd. The game is also confirmed to be PS5 Pro enhanced, meaning that the game will be coming with DualSense haptic feedback and will run at 4K 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro, while running 4K 30 in the quality mode for the PS5. The Warhammer series of games seems to be going through a resurgence right now. Space Marine 2 is largely credited for this new golden age. What are your thoughts on Darktide coming to PS5 and the Pro? I'm excited for this. Seen some excellent gameplay on PC and Xbox. Haven't experienced it myself, but I'm keen to check this out in the first week of December. Let me know your thoughts down below on this game. So moving on to Sony, they've recently shared their sales figures, which run up to November the 3rd, 2024, as part of its latest financial results, which were published last Friday. Now, a weird statistic came out of this report. 37% of those who purchased Astro Bot had not bought a first-party game in the last 2 years. That was from Sony. 37%, so over a third of the people who purchased Astro Bot had not purchased a first-party PlayStation game. Astro Bot has been critically acclaimed, earning a score of 94 on the review site Metacritic. VGC's Astro Bot review called it the best 3D platformer in a decade. And Astro Bot sold around 1.5 million copies since its release in September 2024. It's earned just under $100 million and it's already recouped its development costs. It ranked as second best-selling game in the US for September, only trailing behind EA Sports FC, which was formerly called FIFA and typically is always in the top 5 or 6 in sales every month. So 1.5 million copies sold for a small team like Team Asobi is not too bad indeed. I think we all knew it wasn't going to hit like Ragnarok or Ghosts of Tsushima or The Last of Us or GT7, Horizon, Spider-Man. It's not that type of game. It's a completely different audience. And a game like Astro Bot will have a long tail. It's one of those games which will go on and continue to generate sales for a long time. It's actually a pretty good game for holiday season, so the sales coming up around the end of November, December time. I'd expect the sales to continue going. Actually, weirdly enough, I think it's one of those games that if it ever came to Nintendo Switch or the new Switch 2, it could be a huge success. It's certainly on par with many of the Nintendo platformers. It would make a great handheld game. And if Sony were thinking about introducing a new PlayStation handheld, not the Portal, I mean a proper handheld not requiring you to sign in and connect and play remotely via your PlayStation, I can see a game like Astro Bot and Ratchet & Clank selling an absolute ton. Okay guys, not a huge amount to discuss from a gaming news perspective today. I think a lot of people are busy playing their PS5 Pros and I'm going to join them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the topics we've discussed in the video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next video.